We're here for Frosty.
They want Frosty.
Give us Frosty. Oh, stop the car.
Yo, what's poppin', everybody? Welcome back to the Film Archives. And in today's episode, we'll be breaking down one of the best Christmas movies ever made. And one of my personal favorites, Christmas with the Kranks. So buckle up, because this is one festive ride you don't want to miss. Let's get into it. The movie starts off and we're introduced to a couple by the name of Luther and Nora Krank. We see as their daughter, Blair, leaves to an assignment in Peru for the Peace Corps that she has recently joined.
We are the Peace Corps.
Moving along, we see that Luther Krank has calculated that they spend about $6,000 every single year during the holiday season, and he's not really looking forward to this year's Christmas without his daughter Blair, which makes sense. He then subtly suggests to his wife Nora that they use the money that they usually spend on Christmas to enjoy themselves and treat themselves to a 10-day Caribbean cruise instead. Which, wouldn't that be the dream, guys? Wouldn't that be the dream? Luther further suggests that they basically completely skip Christmas this year.
Oh my God!
His wife Nora initially disagrees, but eventually she comes around and agrees with Luther. Moving right along, we discover that the Kranks have basically become outsiders and pariahs of sorts due to their decision to skip Christmas entirely.
We're not doing Christmas this year.
The neighbors who disagree are led by the very vocal Vic Frohmeyer, and he convinces all of the neighbors to get on board in kind of forcing the Kranks to decorate their home for Christmas. Walt, who lives across the street from Luther, does not seem to like him, so his efforts are almost personal. Can you imagine having a freaking curmudgeonly old man just living across the street from you in your house? God, that sounds miserable, bro. Miserable. However, it is eventually revealed that Walt is just a curmudgeon because his wife, Beverly, is suffering from cancer and is basically getting him down in the dumps and has essentially just kind of destroyed his holiday spirit, which makes sense. The neighborhood kids, who are led by Vic Frohmeyer's son, Spike, who is also Dewey from Malcolm in the Middle. Shout out Dewey. If you watch my channel, subscribe, like, comment, be my friend, all the usual things. Constantly put pressure and push the Kranks into putting up their Frosty the Snowman decoration.
We're here for Frosty.
They want Frosty.
The Frosty the Snowman saga and redemption arc in this movie is just S-tier iconic. Apparently, the town is so salty about this that the newspaper, when that was still a thing, even prints a front page story complete with a photograph of the Krank house, which has been undecorated, so it's not good. It's not good. As Luther and Nora are packing for their cruise on Christmas Eve, they receive a phone call from, can you guess? You've probably already seen this movie, so yes, it's their daughter, Blair, who announces that, I guess 3 weeks after she went to Peru to join the Peace Corps, she is coming home to celebrate Christmas. And she's bringing her fiancé as a surprise. It's pretty cool stuff, man. Can you imagine you're a parent and you see your kid off to go join the Peace Corps or the Marine Corps, and then literally 2 to 3 weeks later they're like, surprise, surprise, I'm coming home with my fiance. Bro, I'd be like, can I at least get a month just to kind of chill and have the house to myself? For fuck's sake, boys, for fuck's sake. Blair asks her parents, Nora and Luther, if they're having their usual iconic Christmas party that night, and in a panic, Nora says yes. Luther and Nora then try to decorate their house and coordinate a party with only 12 hours before their daughter and her fiance arrive in town. It's at this moment the neighborhood and the holiday spirit just comes out full force, brother. Comes out full force. We see Nora on a scramble and a hunt to find a honey-baked ham the day before Christmas, which is just, good luck. And we also see Luther attempt to buy a Christmas tree, but he is unable to find anything but small and, dried up, basically Charlie Brown type trees. It's not good. Having no other options, Luther attempts to borrow a fake indoor tree from his neighbor, who is going out of town for a week. Luther then enlists the help of Vic Frohmeyer's son, Spike, to help transport the tree across the street. However, the neighbors see him and they assume that he is stealing it because, he's not in the Christmas spirit, and they call the police on this fool. It's crazy. Spike then shows that Luther actually has the keys to his neighbor's house and was given permission to borrow the tree, so it's all good. It's all good, folks. Nora comes home from attempting to get food, but she was only able to get smoked trout and tells Luther that it is now finally time to put the Frosty the Snowman up on the roof. So, Frosty the Snowman redemption arc is here, finally. However, he fails and he falls off the roof with Frosty the Snowman, which is hilarious. Of course, this draws the neighbors' attention as well. At this point, the neighbors realize that Luther and Nora are like in a frantic panic to decorate their house in time for Blair to come home. And the neighbors, led by Vic Frohmeyer, Dan Aykroyd, come out full force. Holiday spirit is here to help them get their house ready for Blair, which is honestly super heartwarming and it's very sweet. So Blair arrives at the party and she essentially has no idea of the drama in the earlier movie where they were attempting to avoid Christmas, and all of the neighbors make her feel welcome and at home, and this honestly just makes you feel good no matter if you're old, young, small, little, big. It doesn't matter. It's a good vibe, bro. It's good vibes all around. Her fiance, whose name is Enrique, thanks everyone for helping them feel welcome, and Nora thanks their neighbors for having such a strong community, which, like, you better thank your neighbors for helping you. I mean, like, they literally let you borrow a Christmas tree. They gave you an extra ham. They helped you decorate your house. Like, bruh, I mean, a thank you is the least you could do, bro. However, Luther, to everyone's disappointment and chagrin, basically only gives like a half-assed, half-hearted toast. And it's pretty pathetic, bro. It's pretty pathetic.
Same goes for me double.
But Nora confronts Luther, and he still tries to convince her to go on the cruise. But of course, Nora refuses and is actually just totally disappointed and disgusted with him that he is not happy, and it's not enough that his daughter Blair is home for Christmas, which is like, what more do you want? Your family's all together, you know what I mean, bro? Like, finally, at this point, having a change of heart, we see Luther slip out of the house and he goes across the street to Walt's house. We finally learn that Walt's wife, Bev, whose cancer was once in remission, has returned, and this may actually be the last Christmas and the last holiday that Bev and Walt get to spend together. So it's really pretty depressing. So at this point, it finally comes together and we see why Walt was so upset that Luther and Nora didn't want to decorate their house and, you know, kind of participate in Christmas. He just wanted to have one last perfect Christmas that he could remember with his wife, Beverly. Luther then insists that Walt and his wife take the cruise instead of them. And he even offers to babysit their cat so that way they could go on the cruise. Of course, at first, Walt and Bev both kind of decline and don't want to go. But eventually they accept his offer and are grateful for his generosity. At this point, Luther's holiday spirit has been revived. It's alive, bro. And he finally admits to Nora that skipping Christmas was just not a good idea. However, this is until Nora suggests that they do it again next year. Setting it up for a sequel, boys. You always gotta leave it open in case you get a sequel. They don't get a sequel, but you gotta leave that open just in case, bro. So, was Christmas with the Kranks worth watching? I mean, if you need a good laugh and a dose of holiday spirit, Christmas with the Kranks is a must-watch. I love the script in this movie. I've seen it a ton of times, and it still makes me laugh and smile to this day. Christmas with the Kranks reminds us that no matter how hard we try to escape it, Christmas has a funny way of bringing people together, and honestly, would we have it any other way? Alrighty guys, thank you so much for watching. I truly appreciate all of your support. It means the world to me. I hope you guys all have a great holiday season. Don't forget to like and subscribe. I upload new videos just like this every week. And let me know in the comments, what's your favorite holiday movie? Much love to you all, and until next time, happy holidays! Bye! Bye! Yo, it's the holiday season, no gifts, no reason. Luther and Nora skipping Christmas season. Ice cold, they freezing. They said, forget the tree, we out on a cruise. Forget the neighbors flipping out, man, they lighting the fuse. Dan Aykroyd's the boss, can't handle the loss. Got the neighborhood poppin', gotta win at all costs. Christmas with the Kranks, breaking all the ranks. From the rooftops down to the neighborhood pranks. Frosty in the yard, ayy, it's the holiday chase. Cruising through the chaos with a smile on their face.